So defeated. Next question. Yes. Oh, please. Oh my God. Cry in the night. Oh, please. I've heard it so often. What's the question? What's the
You two are too generous.
You sure don't. But I'll speak it up loud. Go ahead.
Other than yourself, because we all know that.
Other than myself.
Other than yourself, who's your favorite actor in Star Trek? And who's your favorite character other than Captain Kirk?
Who is my favorite actor in Star Trek and who is my favorite character in Star Trek? Well, I'm going to tell you a story which will give you the answer. And it's a story that I talk about in the book that I'm writing, but also in The Captains, the documentary, because although it's somewhat impossible for most people to interview themselves, it is not totally off the boards for me. So I interview myself while talking to other people. So we trade. The way I planned it was, whenever I talked to somebody, the other captains, I would relate with them equal or diminish stories of the same ilk, so that I was not interviewing, I was having a conversation with. So I'm on this airplane, this bombardier, flying to London late at night, and can't sleep, and I've never really seen any of the other Star Treks. I mean, but I haven't seen anything else. I don't know who any of these actors are. People say, like, who's your favorite? I don't know any actors. I don't know horses. Ask me about a horse. Ask me dogs. But my life isn't in Hollywood, really. It's outside of Hollywood. I go to work and I do my job, and then I come home and do other things like records and books and stuff like that. But I don't really know many people, so when I go to a Hollywood party, which on occasion I have to do for business or something, I don't think I know anybody, but people say hello, and I guess I know them. So I'm sort of there, but I really don't know anyone. So I'm on the airplane, and I'm watching. I'm on my way to see Patrick. I figure I better look at some of the shows he was on. So I'm screening some of the shows. I've got some of his discs, a little thing that I'm playing on, and I'm watching it darken. The airplane's darkened, and it's middle of the night, and I'm looking how beautifully he plays Captain Picard. How well, how elegantly, and with such style, he's playing Captain Picard. And it's really wonderful. I'd seen him on stage several times. I'd gone to some of his stage performances. And then I see some of his interviews, like extraneous stuff on the disc. And he approached his interviews with such seriousness and such reality and such gravitas. I suddenly had an insight into myself. And this is the turning point in The Captains and a chapter in Shatner Rules. I looked at him, this great Shakespearean actor, taking the role of Picard as seriously as he would any Shakespeare role. And I see him talking to the press, saying this is really good work, and I'm proud of my work in this series, and I'm proud of the series. And the truth dawned on me that when I was Captain Kirk doing this thing, I too approached it with as much seriousness, with as much as anything I've ever played. I was playing Captain Kirk as best I could. I mean, there are many places I wish I could go back and play it, knowing now what I know or see what I did. I'd done something else, but that's not the point. The point was, when my series ended and we started making the films and started going out into the public, people would say, oh, there's Captain Kirk. Beam me up, Scotty! I hear, beam me up, Scotty! And I didn't know quite how to take. Beam me up, Scotty! How do you take that? Is he mocking me? What's he doing? Is he playing? So, over the years, whereas I used to be serious about it, I protected myself by being a little mocking dude. Hey, beam me up, Scotty. Or, yeah, Captain Kirk. And I developed a sort of diffident defense against what I thought was mockery. And it became part of my attitude towards Captain Kirk in Star Trek. And here I was being shown by a great artist, Patrick Stewart, that this was very valid work. It may have been television, it may have been hokey at times, the special effects were bad, but the intention by the writers, the producers, the directors, the actors was really good. We tried to do something really important and strived with all our effort in the fatigue and sickness of 14-hour days and year after year. We really tried hard, and I really tried my best. And even with publicity, and even with those movies, gave it a great deal of thought. And a whole paradigm changed for me. So you hear me speak like this now, which I wouldn't have before I started making the Captains. And so, if you ask me my favorite actor, or favorite person, because of that, it's my dear friend Patrick Stewart.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess the mic works. Ladies and gentlemen, the most famous captain in science fiction history, Mr. William Shatner. Okay, folks, you can allow Mr. Shatner to exit the area. We have a few very important auction items. If you want to remain to see what auction items that we have. Lightspeed Fine Arts is one of the official artists for